in our own country. Our next guest, your colleague, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, someone Donald Trump is reportedly considering as a vice presidential pick, has suggested black families were more together under that regime of segregation. What's your response to that?
I know Donald well, and I'm surprised that he said that because, and I've heard other people say things like that before, but what people forget is that during segregation, that black educational attainment rates were much lower than whites. When you look at the black poverty rate during that time period, it was astonishingly high. And all of those things have improved with Jim Crow being erased. And of course, I would never be in Congress were we still under Jim Crow. I think about how I got my start as an elected official in the state legislature. The county that I'm from, you had to be elected county-wide to be a state legislator. You could not get elected in a single-member districts because they were illegal in Texas. And all of those things disenfranchised us and held us back. And so things weren't good under Jim Crow, regardless of what the marriage rates may have been during that time. We have excelled. We have gotten ahead. We are doing much better post Jim Crow. And I need for my Republican colleagues to understand that.
And we still have a long way to go, but we've come a long way. Thank you, Texas Congressman Mark Vesey, live from France with the congressional delegation traveling with President Biden. Now to those recent comments by Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, that certainly seems like a positive spin on the Jim Crow era. Donalds says critics are missing the context of what he said, so we invited him to Politics Nation to make his case. Congressman, welcome to the show. You just heard what Congressman Vesey had to say about your comments. You've also been criticized by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and the head of the DNC, Jamie Harrison, both of them black. One of them black from Brooklyn, like you were born in Brooklyn, I was born in Brooklyn. What's your response?
My response is that it's very interesting how people can just lie and mischaracterize what I said. The video's on my social media. Go to @Byron Donalds. You could listen to it in full. I never said or insinuated anything about Jim Crow being better. Just was talking about the marriage rates of black families in America during that time period. It's an empirical fact.
You mentioned Jim Crow. Wait a minute. I've watched your video. You mentioned Jim Crow 4 times. One time you referred to families. All families did less. They had higher divorce rates in the 60s and 70s as the nation opened up. This wasn't because of Jim Crow kept blacks together. Blacks couldn't vote. Those families couldn't go downtown. I mean, to in any way infer that the families, black families, were better than Jim Crow. I mean, I've said things that I've later said I shouldn't have said it that way.
I've never said that.
Can't you own that even sanitizing Jim Crow, even if that wasn't your intention, was to say, that's my intention, I'm sorry for using those words?
Well, first of all, I never sanitized Jim Crow. I was just talking about the era in which black marriage rates were higher than they were during the Great Society and every other point in American history.
But why did you say Jim Crow?
Because that's the period of time, Reverend.
The period of time was the 50s, if you wanted to say the 50s.
That's when it happened.
You said Jim Crow.
That's when it happened. Because that was the era in which marriage rates were higher. Look, you had Joe Biden a couple years ago talking about Jim Crow 2.0, talking about Georgia's law, and he lied. He lied then. So are we not allowed to talk about that era, or only are we allowed to talk about it when we do want to recall all the history of Jim Crow and all the tragedies that occurred during Jim Crow?
If we're going to talk about the era, Congressman, and you name a race-based law, then you cannot take race out of the fact Jim Crow was a law against black people. You weren't just talking about the era of Dwight Eisenhower and Harry Truman. You named Jim Crow. There's only one way you could deal with Jim Crow, and that's by race. I mean, look, look, you and I have mutual friends. People say you're a straight shooter. We may disagree on politics. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. But look, you were born in Brooklyn. You went down into the South, went to Florida State. You have an interracial marriage. You're the congressman of a district that's not a black district. I mean, how can you even live with yourself acting like Jim Crow was a good era or better era for blacks? What happened to you?
Okay, that's real cute. That's real cute. I did not say that. And I'm not going to sit here and have to insinuate that against you, because right now you're lying about what I said. I did say Jim Crow. I did reference it 3 times. That's not to say that it was better. I never said that. Those words never came out of my mouth. When are you going to get that through your skull and everybody else's skull? I never said that. And the difference between me and a lot of other Republicans, I'm not going to sit what you said.
You said it was better for us
I'm not going to let you
under Jim Crow to bring families together. Did you say that?
Hakeem Jeffries was lying. The Biden campaign was lying.
All right.
Go look at my words.
Well,
go look at my words.
Right. People can look at your
Jim
words.
Crow was better? No, I did not.
You said
I did not say Jim Crow was better. I never said it was good. I did not have nostalgia. I never said any of those things. I was talking about Black families and Black family marriage rates during that time. And the.
All right. Then what did Jim Crow do to contribute to Black families? Hello?
I'm not talking. Oh my gosh!
You said under Jim Crow, Black families. So explain to me what Jim Crow did to help Black families.
The marriage rates during the Jim Crow era were higher for Black families up until the point of the Great Society. I did not say that. I said they were, and this is the problem, because you're trying to say that I said because of Jim Crow marriages were at a higher rate. I did not say that. I said during. I said during.
But why did you use Jim Crow? Jim Crow was a race law. Well, first of all, under Great Society did programs like manpower training, model cities, train young people. HEW didn't do anything about families. It's health, education, welfare. So, I mean, what are you talking about? They were not the antithesis to marriage. I mean, Congressman, all right, let's go to this. Donald Trump suggested twice just this week that he might seek retribution against political enemies of if he's elected president. He also tried to link his legal problems to the injustice